Public speaking is the very best lead source you have. So how do you become a public speaker? Go on Meetup and Eventbrite, type in your niche, and find all of the active Meetup and Eventbrite groups in that niche. And so if they have over like 800 members, or they're doing meetups every other week, create 2 paragraphs. So reach out and say something like, oh hey, I'm a really big fan of your meetup. I've written a talk on the 10 problems everyone makes in our industry and how to fix them. I think your audience will like it. I have a massive network I can invite, just say that, no one ever checks. And then send that to all of them. About 25% will get back to you, and you'll all be public speaking soon enough. I don't think networking is a very good idea. It's normally a complete waste of time. You're wandering about the room, hello, are you relevant? No, I do banking, so. And then you've got to talk to them for 10 minutes. But when you do public speaking, the whole room has to listen to you. And so you can just say, this is what I do, and then people will come to you after and say, actually, I know someone that I should introduce you to. But I think it's really powerful if you're a contractor, you do SEO services, social media services, something. It's amazing how quick you can start to get clients that way. This is everyone's favorite slide. Everyone's going to love this. This is Charlie app. Type in anyone's email address and it will find all of the public information about them on the internet. Every blog post, every LinkedIn, all of their company's news. So you could say, oh hey, I'm a big fan of the Austin Longhorns sports team. And they'd be like, wow, that's my team. You'd be like, yeah, oh, I love sport. And then it's just because you've looked up and you know they're into that team. Once you do that, people will like you more. This is Email Hunter. Type in any company's web address and you will find all of the public email addresses of people who work at that company. So if you want to sell to a company and have no idea where to begin, Email Hunter is fantastic for starting off doing that. This is Norbert. This will find anyone's email address in the world. You just need their first name, their last name, and their company domain, and it will find you basically anyone. $10 for one day, do all of your month's prospecting in the first day. And to test the emails, whether they're legit, go to mailtester.com. It's free, and you can test whether these emails will bounce or they go to the right people. So cold emails are cool, but warm emails are 10 times stronger. So this is Discovery. Go on anyone's LinkedIn profile, and it will show you all of the Facebook friends you have in common, or type in anyone's email address, and it will show you how you're connected with them. So then you can say, hey, can you introduce me to Mark at Dallas Cowboys regarding my sports technology? I think we should have a talk, and then people will intro you. Likewise, go on anyone's Twitter profile, and it will show you all the LinkedIn connections you have in common. So with this way, you can have an army of emails and then an army of people introducing you to them. Anything sales-driven or that relies on relationships, and a good first step if you don't know where to find your users to use these sort of things. So yeah, great businesses are built on secrets and ethical practices of sorts. So as anyone who's seen the Silicon Valley show on HBO will know, a brain drain is something that all of y'all should do at least once in your career. So that is when you call up a competitor and you're pretending to be a customer, ask them about all of their current features and all of the features they're going to build in the next 6 months, and then steal their ideas. The expert level of doing this, by the way, is apply for a job at that company and do all the phone interviews and ask them all of the questions. Then you can find out deep into what a company's thinking and you can steal their ideas. Again, drinking their milkshake is the operative term. First level complete. Are there any questions? There's a conspiracy amongst social media marketers like me. We'll tell you to be good at social media, you just need to have consistent, strong voice, consistent posts, and unique content. We tell you that because you do it, you don't grow any followers, and then you hire us and pay us lots of money. It's all a big scam. That's not how you grow on social media. You grow on social media by being aggressive, follow a lot of people, reach out to a lot of people, reply to a lot of people, ask for shout-outs, pay influencers for shout-outs. You could be doing everything right on social media, but if you have less than 2,500 followers, regardless of the platform, it just won't matter. Not enough people will see your post. You have to get to that number before you even think about a content strategy. Another problem people make is posts about yourself. People don't care about about you, and they definitely don't care about your product. So if you do office selfies and alcohol Fridays, no one cares. I go as far as to say, unless you're good looking, no pictures of the founding team. It's just not nice content for other people. They're not going to want to click like. So, yeah, good looking people only. So you need to have unique content. So, unique pictures, interesting questions, industry quotes, industry news. Now, it's really hard to find all of this stuff every day, so my advice is to steal it. This is something I found on Facebook and brought across to Twitter. I was the first one to get it, and it got retweeted and liked so much that my name started to trend in London and Melbourne, Australia. So I got hundreds of new followers and interaction with something I didn't create, but it still felt good. This is another one I took across from Facebook to Twitter. Celebrity retweeted it off me, and then it started to go off again. Not a lot of people understand. A lot of people on Twitter are unemployed. So they follow famous people and then wait for those famous people to tweet, and they want this snarky reply. So there was a telecoms company with famously bad customer service in the UK. They got hacked, and the newsreader tweeted, "TalkTalk has received a ransom demand." And someone replied, "They could be hanging on for hours for a response if it's TalkTalk." So I screen grabbed that, 50 retweets in the first 5 minutes. So it very quickly picked up. It took me no effort, and it was up to the second viral content. If you don't know where to find viral content, this is Welcome to the Internet. It's the best page on Facebook. So it constantly scours the web for the most viral memes, for the best animal pictures, like cool stuff. It's all brand safe. If someone said to me, I wanted to create a year's worth of viral content, I'd just go here and scrape it. Razit is an incredible idea. I can't believe no one came up with it before. It's a viral content aggregator. So you just type in your keyword or your niche, and it will find you all of the trending pictures, videos, and links. So it constantly scrapes Facebook and Twitter. So for whatever your niche is, you'll be able to find really, really good content. This is Sniply. Every time you share a link, not just to your own content, but to other people's, it injects this little link in the bottom corner here, which will follow them around the web when they click through, so whether it's BuzzFeed or Wall Street Journal, and you can put an ad in this link to get people back to your site. Instagram is the best place to find new users and customers. So what you want to do on day one is find the one person who absolutely loves what you're doing, follow all of their followers, then look at the hashtags those followers use. If you're doing, say, ties, you don't want to be doing the hashtag fashion. 1 million people use it every day, you won't get anywhere near it. You want to use artisan ties, handmade ties, some small hashtag, which not a lot of people are using, but you have a much better chance of ranking. You rank for a keyword if enough people like it in the first 15 minutes. So that's what you've always got to be anchoring towards. So in terms of how do you get traffic from Instagram? Instagram, you can't put links in pictures, but what you can do is, with whatever picture, you can put, click the link in our bio for more information, and you can change that link in your bio. Now, that link in your bio, it should not point to your homepage. Here's why. Instagram traffic is from an app in your phone. All traffic from an app in your phone shows up as direct traffic on Google Analytics. So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all show up as direct. Plus anyone typing your web address into the browser, plus anyone browsing privately, plus anyone clicking through untagged from an email. So it's a big mess, direct traffic. So how do you know if you're getting traffic from Instagram? You want to have a distinct URL in your profile, so like yourdomain.com/go, and only send traffic there from Instagram. So you know that every visit on that page has come from Instagram, so you can see if it's worth doing Instagram. This is an Instagram by Founder magazine. They went from 0 to 110,000 followers in 6 months, made $200,000 in the first year just from Instagram. So this is a typical post of theirs. They've stolen an inspirational quote, slapped a little lion picture on it, given a tiny credit, and then what they've done here is the most interesting part. Not a lot of people know you can reply to your own Instagram post and drop as many hashtags as you want in, and as long as you put that link in the first 10 minutes, all of them will rank. So these guys have done everything from businesswoman, startup, desire, happiness, grind, founder. So they just throw in all of these random words, knowing that they'll probably rank for 2 or 3 of them. They've also done the classic double tap if you agree. So the 2 most powerful posts on Instagram are double tap if you X and tag someone who Y. So double tap if you're going to crush it this week. Tag someone who's a good entrepreneur. The disclaimer is, of course, none of this will work until you get those to get your first followers on Instagram? The best thing to do is through influencers. It's not easy to do, but it's the one that can have overnight effects. So this is Audience. It's an excellent social media company. What you can do is sign up with your Instagram. It has a free plan. Type in your niche or whatever keyword is. Let's say it's fashion. And then you can filter most of the people on Instagram by, are they a boy, are they a girl, are they a company, are they a person, how many followers do they have? And then you can bring up all those people on Audience. So I find between 0 and 10,000 followers aren't influential enough to do shout-outs, and over 50,000 followers tend to be signed to an agency or very busy or like $500 for one post. So very loosely, between 10,000 and 50,000 is the best place to get free or cheap shout-outs in most large niches. So what you want to do is pull up all of the people on Instagram and then contact them by both direct messaging and putting a comment on their pictures saying, hey, do you do shout-outs, can we speak? You'll be surprised how many people get back to you. So generally, try and offer $25 to $50 per post and see what comes back. The other way of getting traffic early is regramming. So that is finding lots of people in a niche who post similar pictures and ask them if you can regram their photos, which is just taking a screenshot and putting it on your Instagram. Most people will generally say yes because you're giving them a compliment. So, for instance, this is a very strange example. The guy who did this was obsessed with beaches in South Wales, a tiny part of the UK. So he reached out to all the people taking photos of them and asked to regram, and then he gave them a shout out and invented a hashtag. Within 2 weeks he had 1,000 followers, and this was the only thing he did. So regramming is really powerful because when they regram you back, you then get access to their followers. If you're not great at design, Canva.com is incredible. You can make design quality flyers for events and automatically resize all of your social post images. So whether it's the Facebook back image or a Pinterest post or Twitter or Facebook, it's incredible for doing that. If you take photos of things in real life, use TextQt to put filters and letters over pictures. For some reason, when you put letters over pictures, people love it. You can schedule your Instagram posts using Hootsuite or Buffergram, so you don't have to be there live doing them. And you can use web stuff to find hashtags. Anything with a product that looks cool, anyone looking to get a large user base, or anyone building a brand. In everything but quite serious businesses, Instagram is really essential. The engagement is incredible on there. Facebook, the best social network of all time, but you're probably aware that if you have a business page and you try and do posts, only 2% of people who've liked your page will generally see your posts, which is a terrible shame. So how do you get free traffic from Facebook when you're starting out? There's 2 main ways. Firstly, your personal profile needs to be your professional profile. If you're missing this great Texas weather to sit inside all day on your laptop, you don't get to have a personal life. You want to roll it all into one. Most people in tech and startups have their personal profile public, and people share things on Facebook that they never would on Twitter and LinkedIn, like their kids, their dogs. Also, everyone from the top CEOs in these massive buildings around here, right down to the smallest interns, everyone is on Facebook all day. Whether it's notifications on their phone, or it's just sitting on a tab on their laptop, no one escapes Facebook. So if you want to get hold of someone, it's an incredible way of doing it. If your startup is big on community, you can also create your own Facebook group. This is cheaper than building a business page, and it will have a more immediate effect. So when you invite someone to like your business page, they can say yes or no if they even see it. When you invite someone to a group, they are in it by default. They then have to opt out. So if you and your co-founder both have 500 friends, that group has 1,000 people in the first hour. So then you can start to invite in new knowledgeable industry people and say, hey, we're creating this industry news group. We'd like you to get involved. They'll have a look. It's got 900 people in it. They'll be interested in it. Facebook groups are great. They are the only public place on Facebook. They're the only place you can expand your network on Facebook, and they're the only place you can get a lot of traffic from Facebook outside of your own network. So what you want to do is type in your niche in Facebook, find all of the groups with over about 800 members, join all of those groups, and then look at the admins of those groups, click on their personal profiles, and then find all the other groups they're in, because Facebook doesn't show you all of the groups at once. What you want to have is 25 to 35 groups that each have over 800 members in your niche. This may take a little time, but it's worth it. And then every time you write a piece of content or you have a piece of industry news, drop it in all of those groups at once, and you can start to get early comments, early feedback. So my niche is startups, they're my customers. So there's a group called London Startups, really active. A little while ago I dropped a blog post in there, 1,000 visitors on my website in one day. That took 30 seconds. When I announced my last tour, I started in Austin, and I put in the Austin Startups Facebook group. I'm coming to Austin to give a talk on growth hacking. Anyone interested, here's the link. 150 people signed up in 24 hours. It's really powerful to get to people. So whatever you're doing, there's probably a lot of Facebook groups you can join. This is how Facebook chooses what to show in your newsfeed. So it's really important to understand interest. Are you interesting? Yeah. Facebook wants you to be interesting. You want to generally get likes, shares, and comments on your posts. If you do, Facebook will show your posts to more people. So always be doing posts to get that. Secondly, the type of posts. Different posts will get shown the most or the least. Live video will get shown the most. Then video, then pictures, then text, and finally external links. Facebook's always hated external links because that causes you to leave Facebook. And Facebook's one job is to keep you on Facebook all day. So what does that mean in practice? Where possible, don't have your industry news or your company news sat on your blog. Just put it straight into Facebook in a picture or text. A lot more people will see it. Try it and see, or go on any celebrity page and look at how many likes their pictures get when they have a link and how many when it's just a picture. And the picture is always like twice as much. Recency is the area you have the most control over. What you want to do is get 10 likes in the first 10 minutes for your Facebook post. You might have noticed when there's been a baby or a wedding, it's glued to the top of your Facebook feed. That's because as soon as it goes out, it gets lots of likes and comments and it's stuck up there. So your content needs to be as good as a baby or a wedding. Another way of getting traction is have everyone put a link to your website at exactly the same time. So you can get like 50, 60 people to put a link to your website. Facebook will think something's going viral. Another part of our secret sauce for our Kickstarter launch, we use something called Thunderclap. Thunderclap.it is the web address. And that's where you create a social post and then you invite people to post it on their Facebook and or Twitter at a certain time. This is amazing because when 100 people post something at once, Facebook triggers the algorithm. So when we did that, I think we made like $3,000 in 1 hour. 126 people tweeted, and the addressable market was 350,000 people across all of their networks, which all hit at once, and was a massive inflow. So where possible, if you get a lot of people sharing, you have a good chance of getting a massive result. Learn how to do Facebook paid. If you work for someone else, they'll definitely be doing it. And if you are growing your own company, you'll need to do it as you scale. Custom audiences is the most basic thing you need to know on Facebook paid. And that is all the people who've given you their email address in your website. You feed that data into Twitter and Facebook, and then you only show ads to those people. So they've already shown that they're somewhat interested in what you're doing. Now you want to show them the ad, which will bring them back to the site to actually buy it. This is mainly Facebook. Anything with a product you can arbitrage. So if you can buy 100 clicks for $50, and you know one of those clicks will buy something for $100, you can just scale that up and make money all day. This can include apps, but paying for app installs is like taking drugs. Eventually the money's going to run out and then the problems start. So only use this if you have a war chest of money. Fanpagekarma.com lists all of the big Facebook pages. So the easiest way to grow a Facebook page is to ask for shout outs from people who already have big fan pages. Where possible, don't message them through Facebook. Find their personal page and email them because their Facebook messages are normally really busy. Twitter is my favorite social network. There's so many ways you can get at someone. You can follow them, you can reply to their tweet, you can mention them in a tweet, you can retweet, you can add them to a list, you can favorite. That's 6 more ways of getting someone's attention than you can on Facebook, plus everything's public and is meant to be. Some of you sitting right here are here because I tweeted you to be here. So it's really great for getting people to events. Don't worry about hashtags, they make no difference on Twitter unlike Instagram. Twitter's not about mountains of traffic like Facebook is if you get it right. Twitter's about finding 5 or 6 people every day who absolutely love what you're doing, and this can include B2B as well. You can still reach out to CEOs on Twitter if they're not getting back to your emails. The best Twitter tool of all time is Audience. You can search by gender, job title, location, whether they're a company or a person, like incredible targeting. So what you want to do is sign up to Audience, put in your Twitter profile, search for whoever it is you're searching. Let's say it's accountants or accountants in Texas, and it will bring up all of those people. From here you can follow them, you can tweet at them. On the paid plan Dignan, which is only like $30 a month. You can export them to an Excel and do cool stuff with them. This is literally always the first step when we sign a new client. We go and find, right, by searching their bio, what are people into and how many people can we scrape across? One of the golden rules of the internet, people generally follow back. So use Tweepy or Crowdfire, and you can tap in your competitor's Instagram or Twitter account, follow a few of their followers every day. Even if you use badly, at least 1 in 10 will follow you back. Obviously there's more of a science to it, and that's why people hire us. But at a basic level, I always tell new companies, build 4 Twitter accounts around your Twitter handle. You can follow 4 times as many people, reach out to that many people, and get, between all of those accounts, something approaching nice traffic for free. And the good thing about social, unlike content marketing and some of the other marketing methods, once you know how to do it, you can literally train an intern to sit there and do it. So it's fantastic in that respect. If you have a brand new Twitter or Instagram account, don't follow more than 50 to 100 people a day for the first month. Second month, 100 to 200 followers a day. Third month, 200 to 300. After that, 300 to 600 followers a day. And unfollow those who don't follow you back. Still the good stuff, only retweet compliments. Otherwise, if you retweet someone else, it's their brand name that goes around, not yours. Tweet the same article at least 5 times. Twitter's not like Facebook. If something's not seen in the first 17 minutes, it will never get seen. So, really, no one is looking at your Twitter feed going, wow, they've repeated themselves. When we ran 10 magazines, we were tweeting 300 times a day per account. 5% of people were unfollowing us, the other 95% were clicking tens of thousands of links. If you have enough products or content, that number of tweets is fine. And things like Tweepy will get you followers today. So anyone looking to get tens of thousands of users, anything like content is important. The easiest way to build a content empire, write lots of content, get lots of Twitter followers, and then just tweet all day. Anyone looking to reach a certain job title, if you're looking to reach divorced men into Taylor Swift in Mississippi, you probably need Facebook targeting. But for loose targeting, Twitter's fantastic, and events businesses. Down the road in Austin last year, I hijacked the South by Southwest hashtag. So I was hired by an app company to help them have a launch party. And I presumed everyone who was using the hashtag would be at South by. So I replied to everyone being like, hey, retweet this for free guest list, free drinks for our party. And then just 4 of us on laptops doing that. It was the only promotion we did. We had 1,700 people through the door, one of the busiest parties at South by Southwest, Palm Door on 6. And that was the only promo we did. It cost us nothing. So it's fantastic for events businesses. Also, Twitter is the reason that some random guy from London like me can go out and not talk to 5 people every night. So by finding people in each town who will be interested and reaching out to them, I make sure I have relatively good crowds everywhere I go. People sometimes ask me about Tumblr. Businesses don't really need it. Maybe through music or fashion niche would be interesting. So the acquisition hack for Tumblr, find a teenage girl with pink hair or blue hair and ask them who's influential on Tumblr and then pay them $30 to give you a shout out. Followers are not public on Tumblr, so literally no one knows who's influential on Tumblr. So if you can get those teenagers to tell you who's influential, you could have a really, really big traffic spike. Pinterest, anything beautiful aimed at females 30 plus, so furniture, curtain drapes, cats, things like that can go down well on Pinterest. Groups are the easiest way to reach thousands of people. So if a group has 500,000 people in it on Pinterest, and you post into that group, 500,000 people could see your pin. Unfortunately, Pinterest groups are like LinkedIn groups. Everyone knows there's loads of traffic in them, so some of them are full of spammers and some of them don't let new members in. So you've got to charm your way into those groups by direct messaging or commenting on pins asking to get in. But once you're in, you can then do pins all day, which will get you traffic. I haven't worked with too many clients who've done Pinterest, but there is mountains of traffic in here, but it takes time to do. Ninja outreach is how you find influencers. So you just tap in your niche and it will find you influencers on platforms like Twitter and Instagram who you can reach out to, who have been talking about X recently. Analytica, if you do written content, is another way of finding influencers. You just copy and paste your article into this website and it will scan it for keywords and then find you all of the influencers who have used those keywords recently. So you can say, oh hey, I saw you do an article on Bitcoin recently, I wrote an article on how blockchain is changing the world. If you like it, please share it with followers. If you have a budget. This is like $20,000, but FameBit is the best way to meet YouTube influencers. They send crazy amounts of clicks. So a really, really good way if you're trying to target a teenage market. This is a developer's link I found, which I included in my deck, which I'll give you if you email me the slides. And you can post up to 50 LinkedIn groups at once. So really good if you're in a space like recruitment or finance or a serious space. There are people who use LinkedIn all day, and there are LinkedIn groups with a lot of traffic. So once you've found them, using this, you can post to all of them in like 30 seconds, which can save time. LinkedIn is a good place to cross-post your blog post. So put it on your own company blog, and on LinkedIn, and on Medium. This is because there's different audiences on each of these platforms, and on LinkedIn or Medium, if it starts to get a few views and likes, they show it to more people and more people. And they also cross-post it into new categories. You don't get to choose where it goes. So if you're talking about customer experience, there's 1.1 billion people following that hashtag. So if you post it to LinkedIn, there's a good chance that they will start to show it to other people. I've known people who aren't great writers to get good results from LinkedIn. So I give this talk a while, and people always come up to me and go, "Oh, I'm working on an app," and you're like, "Oh, so what?" And then there are other people who come up to you and go, "I'm working on an app, it's got 500 users." Okay, now you have my attention. Likewise, when you go to investors and say the same thing, there's a massive gulf between 0 and 500. 500 means you're hustling more than just posting hustling memes on Instagram and Facebook. You're actually out there doing it, you've actually started it, there are people using it. Anyone can get 500 users. If you can't, go and do a job somewhere else. There's lots of them out there. So this is how anyone can get 500 users. So message all of your LinkedIn contacts in batches of 20 using the link on the last slide. Individually message all of your Facebook friends as a private message. Tweet out all your Twitter followers one by one. You can use buffer software to do this quicker. And email all of your contacts one by one. It's real simple, and you'll probably pick up about 100 to 150 users on each platform. All my friends are asking us how we did this Kickstarter, and they want us to say we did a guerrilla marketing stunt and it got a lot of traffic. Honestly, we were just very thorough in tapping into our communities on LinkedIn, email, Twitter, and Facebook. We're very consistent, made sure no stone was unturned, so that everyone knew when we were launching, and it was a quick launch. So use this to get your first 500 users, and then you're much more impressive when you meet investors, when you're trying to hire people, when you're trying to get them to be a developer for you. You might have noticed when you look at someone's LinkedIn, they tend to look back at yours. So the best hack to build at LinkedIn is a robot which looks at people's profiles all day. As with a lot of the things I mentioned here, if you have a developer do it, it's much, much more powerful. But if not, you can use software called Profile Hopper. It's a Google Chrome plugin. You just tap in your niche and it will look at people's profiles all day. It's better if you have LinkedIn Premium to use it. I'd recommend looking at 800 to 1,000 people a day, and you'll start to get links back. What you want to do is, beneath your name on LinkedIn, always have your company website. So I would put writing a book for marketers, secretsourcenow.com would be my LinkedIn. And all of the people who I look at profiles will look back at mine and click through. Reddit is the best website on the internet. It has hundreds of millions of monthly users. It's basically a Facebook competitor. It has 3 or 4 great uses for any company. The first is finding content. Reddit is where you find all the content for your other social channels. So if you were looking at Welcome to the Internet earlier thinking, look, I couldn't put memes on my company, it's too serious. Reddit has a subreddit for absolutely everything good and bad. So there's reddit.com/r/finance, reddit.com/r/investing. Whatever it is, there's a subreddit for it. So join Reddit, search here for your niche, and join all the relevant subreddits. So mine are startups, entrepreneurs, small business, engineering, HW startups. Start to put comments in there. Don't go in there and spam, you'll get banned straight away. 1 post in 10 can be a link to your own website. But it's a great community tool. So find early adopters and people who are interested in what you're doing. Find content for your content channels. So Reddit is where you would find all of the links and industry discussions. And Reddit has a sister site called Imgur, I-M-G-U-R, and that has all the pictures that people post. So if your niche was fashion, you go to reddit.com/r/fashion for all the industry links and discussions, and you go to Imgur, imgur.com/r/fashion for all the fashion pictures. And you can filter them by what got the most upvotes, so you can guarantee that people will like those photos. Reddit in certain industries is also a great great paid source as well. So you could get really good value from that because no one uses it for paid. Anything where tech feedback or early adopters are important will need social news, and again, anyone looking to get thousands of users. New platforms. Until recently, I would have said Periscope was the most powerful, but I kind of feel like Facebook Live is killing it and making it less relevant. Snapchat is obviously the fastest growing, and a lot of people are talking about it right now. Again, though, I think it's really only for good-looking people or anyone doing events. I mean, how much can you really snap in your office when you're sitting at a laptop all day? I just don't know how many companies need it. If you're building a personal brand, it's probably really good. The one feature they've introduced recently that's great is you can put links in direct messages. So you can do a snap to all of your followers and say, hey, snap me if you want this special offer, and then I'll send you a link. I think the best use case is if you own something like a restaurant or a bar, and you collect people's phone numbers and you start to send them snaps for happy hour and new edition offers. I think that's a great use for it. WhatsApp, if you want to text people, but they'll probably hate your guts if you do that. Social media level complete. Any questions? My email address is vincent@magnific.com. It'll be on the last slide. You need to write 25 headlines for every piece of content you write. That's because you don't know what a good headline is. In fact, no one does until you test it. So you're going to write 25 headlines, and then you're going to find the best 3 and 4 and use bit.ly to test them. So bit.ly is a link shorthand tracker. Rather than having that big old link in your Facebook and Twitter post, it will shorten it to bit.ly/whatever. So bit.ly/secret source now is my Kickstarter one. And it will track how many people click on that link. So what platform, Facebook and Twitter got the clicks, where in the world, England, America, and what days got the most clicks. This is important because what you want to do is take 3 or 4 of those headlines and then post the same article to Twitter every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, maybe at lunchtime, with a different headline inside the tweet. So the 10 secrets of good Austin living. We discovered how to live good in Austin, etc. And then you track which one got the most clicks, and then put that one on Facebook on the Friday with some money behind it. You've already validated that for whatever reason, people love that link and love that title. This is the reason that BuzzFeed are massive. They know better at writing titles than you. All they do is test things religiously. So they'll test 2 different headlines in a town, then in a city, see which one gets more clicks, then in a country, then around the whole world, until eventually when you're at work and you see 15 cats who should not have put their head in a yogurt pot, you have to click that because that's a perfect title. Buffer is the best social media software of all time. You put in what time you want the post to go out and what days, and it sends them out as if you're sitting there doing it live. It's like TweetDeck and Hootsuite. I just find it's a much better product. It also has real good analytics. What got clicked, what got shared, you can see at the end of each week. And this is a really cool slide I designed recently. I mean, with this, you basically wouldn't need to hire a social media